Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. And we've got a special little occasion to drop out a wee live stream midweek. So I thought we would grasp the opportunity. Now, Harry Trades, me and you have been on standby waiting for this to happen. But we finally got it. Thought we'd get together and do a wee stream, a wee unboxing, as it were, so that it doesn't interfere with normal run of play as we get to the business end for deadline stream tomorrow and all that good stuff, So welcome to everyone, but we shouldn't the breeze and all the rest of it for, as long as good fun and all the rest of it. So if you are joining us, drop the fist bump, hit the like button, let YouTube know you're having a good time here. And me and Harry are going to be going through the first main takeaways of the MLS unboxing, because this is the first new season of 3D cards that, has been maybe launched with the point of view of the new roadmap and the new normal and, everything else. We've only had one match day and these cards are out. There was rumours that were meant to be out last week. We've got them today. There's a few clubs missing. There's a few other bits and pieces that we'll chew over and everything else in between. But thanks to everyone that is joining us live. And fist bump, of course, Harry Trades, my man, my co-pilot. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah, no, we have been waiting for this, haven't we, for a few weeks now. So, yeah, it's good to obviously hop on and yeah, shoot the shit.
Yeah, should be a good one. And I think the main thing with this that I was most interested about is how they're going to launch the cards, right? Because the in-season format and all the rest of it is still like 3 or 4 calendar weeks away. But I've had in my mind that surely this is going to be some sort of dry run, some sort of, feel out the mechanisms of some of the, maybe the levers are going to start pulling in preparation of the new normal, because for the in-season competitions, we need in-season cards. We've already had match day 1, which probably wasn't in the plan. I think they did want them out maybe this time last week before match day 1, but we've had match day 1. We're on a Wednesday, a Thursday. What day of the week are we on? I'm losing my marbles.
Thursday.
It is Thursday, Jesus. So the deadline stream is tomorrow, and we're going to be locking into match day 2 of the MLS. So in the world where there would have been a new season competition on the go, it might have been a wee bit of a race to get a team in. Have you had a look at the auctions yourself, Harry?
I did have I didn't go through all. I just went through a couple of the Ray auctions, to be fair. Had a little scroll through, but yeah, definitely get into that again. But yeah, as far as what you're saying there with new in season stuff and whatever, I mean, at least they're getting better at these launches in the sense of over the years, it's sometimes a month, maybe even 2 into the season, right? We've seen that definitely. So to get them out, a week and a half after the first game of the MLS, which was like that Wednesday, wasn't it, when Miami played Salt Lake. I don't know. You've got to give them a little bit of a pat on the back. If we're going from that standard, but maybe that standard was like way, it shouldn't have even been a thing anyway. They shouldn't have been coming out 2 months late. So maybe, our expectations are kind of low to start, which is obviously not a good thing. But ultimately, that's just the brutality of it, isn't it? So. But glad they're out. And do you think, I was just thinking there when you were saying we have a little month now of limbo until the challenger in season comp comes around. We saw them mention MLS special weekly stuff. Does that mean we get 3 weeks worth of 3 or 4 weeks worth of MLS 50K price? I don't know, because they mentioned something, didn't they, when J League, MLS, something's going to happen, I assume. I don't know when. Are they going to wait for the J League to come and do a combined thing? I really don't know. But yeah, we'll be interested to see what everyone thinks in the chat as well. Do we think they'll fill in something for this month, until we have the challenger in season? Yeah, Laird says that 100K prize pool for the MLS. When are we getting that though? When does that happen? Does that happen in this next couple of days? For this weekend, but I don't know, because would they have this MLS 100K prize pool ongoing in conjunction with challenger in season as well? I don't know. Maybe they would, and it could be a month-long thing. It could be anything, couldn't it? That's one of the one of the positional changes that I was going to mention to you.
That's a good one. He looks like he knows he's a forward now as well. He's like, what are you saying now, Andy Laird? That's the face he's making. What are you saying now, Andy Laird? I'm a forward. What are you going to do about it? But no, I'm with you all the way on that one, because the special, it's the unknown element still is what you kind of need to flavour a little bit of this against. I do quite like the cards, actually, scrolling through them here. The first thing, see with what we're chatting about in mind, like maybe there's a special week like the weekend or next week or whatever it might be, is the first thing that kind of grabbed my attention when I looked at the auctions was just kind of like the positional kind of split between them. And then, so if we click on defenders, there's 180 rare defenders. So what I was thinking is, are they doing multiples quickly of like the players you're going to actually?
Well, if I scroll back to if you go to like page 13, I saw there was a Santi Moreno who's a forward card now. His 2 of 100 was there as well. So they're already, yeah, if you know, so his 1 of 100's on, let's say on the first page or whatever. And then his 2 of 100 is, being auctioned as well. So yeah, maybe they are pumping. I mean, they have to, right, for these in-season stuff. But do they have to if they've got a month to wait? Like if they have a month to wait for it, I know they're going to want them out anyway. But as far as that in-season-ness, I guess you could use other challenger teams as the in-season cards. They don't have to be MLS. But I don't know.
Yeah, because when I was looking at this, I was thinking, if you did want to build a stag of a team or get a collection going, the first choice players in said squads aren't like coming out in multiples, like from, so like I said at the tip off of this, this for me is hopefully a wee peek behind the curtain of maybe what the plan is expected to be. So again, I thought maybe we'd have seen something a little bit different. They might have just look at unless Abubakar's been adjusted again for his hair. Love that.
You've got to do it. I was telling Laird earlier. There's an Oscar Campos card who's like the new MLS new left back for LAFC, and he's got a big head for some reason. Like he doesn't have his sort of torso showing. Look.
Oh yeah.
But then the other MLS cards from LAFC, don't. So it's a weird one, that one. I don't know. They might have thought it was like a sponsor thing, but the other cards have it. So bit of a weird one.
Of course. There was a little bit of that going around the rumor mill today, wasn't there? Like some MLS clubs have ditched shirt sponsors.
Right, okay.
And then maybe that's part of the kerfuffle with getting cards approved for launch, etc.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking myself about diving into some of the MLS cards, because like I don't have many rare MLS cards, and so the ones I do have, they need players to play with, at the end of the day. And if I want to play in season chal, then I will, I think, have to dive into this market somewhere at some point, because I won't have like a challenger rare team in season. So that's kind of my thinking. That's funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was just looking at limited. We do get some copies off the bat here. So limited, It's still got, I think 3 Brooks Lennons.
Nice. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of three limited kind of makes sense, doesn't it, to pump out in the first sort of day or so of each card. And then, like you said, it's making collections. I did a stream yesterday, just sort of, chatting shit basically. And we went through all the like somebody said in the chat, like, he's looking to buy a new MLS collection, and we kind of just went through every team basically, and we're just like, they're like a star rare team, as far as the whole squad. Let's say you got like your tier 1s, your tier 2s and whatever. So that was fun. So interested to see what people sort of go for. I know Pranksy's firmly in the super rare and rare selection of cards. I think he's big on that Ada Morris. Actually, no, I think it's somebody else that's winning it now. Have a little look. Yeah, Sloth.
It's a nice shirt, isn't it? I like that.
It is, yeah. It's actually quite funny, isn't it? Like, obviously you got like the diamonds in the background, but then the shirt is quite diamondy as well, isn't it? Like the zigzaggy, behind the nationwide. So that kind of flows quite nicely aesthetically.
I quite like the goalkeeper shirts as well.
Yeah, I don't know. The kids are quite funky this year in the MLS. Like they're very, I don't know what graphic designer they've been hiring, but there's just lots going on. Quinny is probably the best way, the most political way I'll describe it.
Short sleeve goalie shirts are cool, I think, this year.
Don't mind a short sleeve goalie shirt. Yeah, I can get behind that.
These ones aren't too bad.
The Apple TV money's coming.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely a big push on marketability with the shirts, like a lot. And this is a thing as well. I noticed it would be good maybe for any MLS newcomers to kind of see or feel, right? Because I think New York's probably an easy example for me if they have one here. But most MLS clubs, Atlanta's a good one this year, but I think all of them, in fact, they only really change one strip a season. They
Right.
don't
Yeah.
change, a whole new 3 kits every year. I think this is last season's Philly home kit. I think they've kept that for another season. So I think definitely the home kits, maybe not the away ones, because they love a fancy special edition or one for, whatever the history month is or whatever the special cause is for the week, or, awareness this, recycling that and all the rest of it. But so if you see some of them and it's the same shirt as 2 seasons or it's last season, it's not anything to be worried about or whatever. But it's a good thing.
I really think the goalkeeper shirts are it feels like every one of them have like a really funky design. None of them look plain, if that makes any sense. They're all quite, just shapes everywhere and different colors and stripes, and I don't know.
What do we think of this one?
I don't mind it,
I'm on the fence. I thought, it's quite striking, isn't it? But it's quite pajama-like.
Yeah. I don't know. The badge is weird. It's different. I'm just seeing if it's the same. It looks like, I know it's on the screen, but it looks like a more sort of brighter green, I would argue, than like in previous years. Maybe not the kit, but the actual badge. I guess you need it to be a different color than, the strip. But you know what I mean? Like, well, I say that though. This old Seattle top, the actual badge is effectively the same color as the green on the actual kit. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually on board with the badge's color for Seattle now. It's weird.
We've got the first pertinent question here from It's Gusto Fist Bump. Everyone who's joining us live, by the way, feel free to drop any questions in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button, let YouTube know you're having a good time here with me and Harry. If you want to find Harry's channel on YouTube, that's linked in the description of the video as well. But It's Gusto is asking us, Harry, when do we think we could see the missing clubs come into the fold?
I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? How many are we missing then, Quinn? It's Red Bulls. 4? Is it 4? Is it? Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, I can't see it being like a few days. Like, that wouldn't make sense, would it? Really?
No.
We have to be talking like a week or so. I don't know what's the holdup. Maybe more pictures. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't see it being like minimal days though. I'm talking like a week or 2.
Yeah, I've got a feeling these are the last clubs to maybe like sign off on it. And so they've been waiting long enough, and they're like, we need these ones out. Let's just flip the switch and get 75% of them out. And when these guys respond to their emails, we'll throw them out. So I think it might be one at a time as soon as they get signed off, essentially. Because I can only imagine that's the only thing holding that up, But I always do kind of imagine that MLS is like a single entity.
I think it's a league thing. Yeah, I really do, Quinny.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe there's pushback from certain clubs with certain rules. I don't know. They might get a say in something, because if it feels like it's very, like sort of league basis and everything with the MLS, all Adidas and everything sort of the same kind of thing with each club. And I don't know. It just feels like I can't see how the clubs would get that much say, if I'm being honest. Is there no heel or Armada, is there?
Let's go have a peek.
Armada wants out, baby. He doesn't want to be seen in that Atlanta shit.
No Armada.
Ooh, that's weird.
And
wait, there was he? I know why, Quinny. I've got it.
Only Nacho, no Carlos.
Long lost brother. He Almada was away with the 23s, wasn't he, for the Olympic squad? I guarantee you it was that. I can't give you Carlos Heal's reason. I mean, I say I know the reason. I'm just guessing here, but I don't know. I can't imagine what the Carlos Heel situation would be.
I think that actually is his brother, Harry. I know you said long lost brother, but I think
it is. I know.
So sorry. Yeah. I don't know if I'm wrong or whatever, but I thought that was his brother.
Well, by the looks of him, he didn't get the looks. So, can't have
anything. Did either of them? That kit's nice, isn't it?
That is beautiful. Oh my days.
That's a nice kit.
That is incredible. Yeah. I mean, that sort of Galaxy kind of look. Surely that should have been LA Galaxy's thing. I know they're white. Like, surely that would have been a bit.
They want to be Real Madrid rather than whatever Minnesota are going for.
The away kit, maybe. Yeah. Didn't get the look of footballing ability.
I seen Fragapanis and I thought he doesn't look happy at all. I thought he looks raging.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy at all, does he?
No, he's not chuffed to be there for sure. But part of this, Harry, well, also we've got some missing faces and some missing clubs that we're speaking about, but it was this column here, the old instant buy.
Right, okay.
Now, again, I said to you before we came on, I don't know if I'm just being a dummy and I've not noticed this before, but Mbappe, some of these other things, did they not kind of come on instant buy quite quick, or do we normally wait a day or two for these auctions to take place?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. I think they'll have to, maybe with limited, as I say, they'll have to auction the first 3, take them, take the average and go, okay, we slap that, that's the starter price of these instant buys. Or maybe we don't get instant buys. I assume we're going to. I can't see why they wouldn't. Because yesterday, didn't they announce the new update for iOS? You can buy things now on the iOS or something. I don't know. I actually need to check that out. So yeah, they obviously were waiting for that to happen until they could release the MLS cards. Okay, so yeah, you can only bid right now. That makes sense. I can see why they've done that. I think.
So, a nice amount of rookies here. Oh, there's our boy Mickey.
There he is. Pranksy's all over it.
Pranksy's all over that one of. He'll be going for Galaxy.
So how do I do this then? I go on my phone. How do we do it? Market. Okay. You can do right. So you can do auctions on the market now, not just instant buy. Right. Okay. That's fun.
What one was that, Jack? Josh, was that the Reynoso, I think? Somebody said Giakoumakis' card looks good.
Yeah, and Led's right there, isn't he? Immediate instant buys would cap the auction. So I think, auction a couple first, take the average or whatever, take the highest, slap the one of 100 prices on, or one of 1,000, sorry.
Yeah, because I say part of the instant rare thing, see with the whole new dynamic we're getting going in, let's see how quickly they come out, number one. But number two, do they come out in another colour? Do we get some rares? Do we get... because there's no uniques on auction. Do they maybe somehow just put 40 uniques in there on the standby for for something? I don't know.
Yeah, like a multiple of the rare or multiple of the super. I don't know. But I am just interested in general though how these prices are gonna happen, because I'm going to assume a lot of people have been waiting. When I say a lot, I don't know how many people that is, but enough people have been waiting for these new MLS cards, selling cards. And I guess another talking point, Quinn, is what happens to out of season MLS cards. And what I want to know what the difference is in price. If we take Premier League, for example, you're looking at half the price right now, realistically, for most cards. In season says 100, and then out of season's a 50, basically, for the most part, for most players. I just wonder what that multiple will be after we see the first few auctions at, I only monitor sort of rare and super rare level, but for rare level, how much is you name the player going to be? How much is a Ricky Puig going to be? Or compared to...
I was looking at Messi, but the Messi one will be a bit different.
Messi one. Well, the thing is, I think the more expensive the card is, the less the multiple is going to be. I think that's what I found at the Premier League level, which kind of makes sense, right? It does make sense, but I'm just thinking back then to Rodri. Rodri was almost double, actually, which is, I guess he's a bit of an anomaly. But anyway, 600 quid there. What does Messi's 2 of 100 go for? Does it go for 1.2k grand? I don't know. I'd be shocked if it went for less than $1,000. The 2 of 10, not the 1. The 1 might go even more, maybe 1.3s. I don't know. It's really hard to. Parrot reckons, difference will be crazy. The thing is, though, will it? Because we're not being able to use them for a month. You got to think. Not when I say use, I mean use in an in-season comp. So in a weird way, could we see something, Quinny, where the first month? I know it's a month's worth, isn't it? I don't know. I think they've shot themselves in the foot a little bit, Quinny. If you think about it, because there's going to be a month's worth of auctions now where nobody can use those cards in in-season tourneys. I just feel when we get to a week before the in-season tourney opens or is due to open, I think then is when we're going to see the FOMO kick in, because everyone's I need my fucking in-season cards. I just worry how the dynamic of this month and not being able to use them instantly. I just do worry that will they go for that much more? I don't know.
I think there's going to be a bit of first issue spikes on some of these, because we've seen it before with all sorts of
100%. Yeah.
Maybe not even one. I think maybe up to 3 ofs on rare. You might get a wee bit of people running in, but then the market does always kind of quieten down. And looking at this, when is the new? Is it 463? Is that when it comes in?
Yeah, it'll be the 20. Yeah. You're right. I think it comes in like 29th. But yeah, that is the game week, I believe.
So Miami have already played 2 games, right? So they are the worst case scenario here. They've played 1 game more than everyone essentially, right? So they've played 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be the 9th match of the season. It starts.
It's 1/3, basically.
So we've got the cards early, which is great.
Right, yeah.
Is this the lead time that they maybe want in the future?
What, a month to wait?
So, like, imagine Premier League cards. When's the Premier League kick off? Let's say 31st of August.
Yeah.
Do they want what we're experiencing now in MLS to be 31st of August or 1st of August?
Yeah, but then the issue with this is they've not brought out the MLS cards before the season starts, obviously. They've brought them out. Do you get what I'm saying? They brought them out a week and a half before.
In terms of supply to market, but in terms of that kind of path, is that the way they want it? Where it's because to them the new season out of season thing nothing's changing until then. If you know what I mean. Fair. So like we're saying at the beginning of the stream, there's maybe a wee bit of shit. We wanted this out last week, and oh crap, we wanted it out today. Let's get it out now because we need, what is it they're needing or what is it they're trying to achieve with this earlier launch exactly? Because like you say, getting in season for the money or the new season comps. It's not there for a month. 10 games away.
I think it's more like the season legitimately has started, hasn't it? Like we're 2 games in Miami's case. So I think it's more. I'd like to argue it's probably more that than let's go a month before the in season. I think it's more. I agree with you. I think in next year, I think we're going to see things hopefully come out. 3-4 weeks before the season starts, because at that point, as soon as the season starts, you can play them in the in-season straight away because, we're at a weird time now where like we're in that, the middle ground between moving over from the old game to like the new game. And do you get what I'm saying? I think, I don't know. It's a weird time to kind of like reference, I think. I think it'll be an anomaly in that sense.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think like it's a wee bit of MLS is just a bit more awkward because of when they did the roadmap, when the season starts, and any new processes that they're getting in place, they're obviously got it in mind of Europe, know.
Yeah.
But so like when the season started, I think like it's great that they've got it out like so quickly, and I think they did actually aim as we kind of we've heard rumors of, and the rest of it last week, which would have been absolutely picture perfect in some regards, before the season and a month before the competition starts, so people have got time to build their teams together and whatever. Definitely. But no, I was just interested. I'm interested to hear what the chat thinks as well. What do you think? Like, because the reason I say that is every time I hear them talk, it's we learned a lesson from Sorare NBA. We learned a lesson from Rivals. We learned a lesson from the month long. We learned a lesson from this. So every time they're doing something, it's always to achieve something, and they're always kind of like forward collecting data and pros and cons and that kind of thing. So is it? That's what I'm trying to work out is really what was the pressure here? Was the pressure to get it for day one, or is the pressure to give them a month for 3-4 weeks of market time before Money League starts? That was the main thing I was wanting to chew over. Anyone who's joined us live, obviously feel free to jump in the chat and let us know your thoughts on that or anything else.
No, there's a couple of good comments in here. Skoska says, can't really sell one-ofs a month before season starts. Transfer market is open. That is a good point with the transfer market, isn't it? That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, it all goes off. When is picture day at the end of the day? Like, Sorare don't control that. That is the one variable that's completely out of their control. And that is the one thing they need, pictures. So when is that? Is it, is it a week before the season starts for the MLS? Is it a month before? I don't know. I'm going to assume closer to the season starting than not because, transfers, obviously. So they're always going to wait on that. Like, I don't think Sorare will ever have enough pull to be like, change the picture day,
Yeah. I do think like the 1 month term, like let's just think of when I say that as an abstract figure because we don't know when picture day is or whatever. And obviously they've managed to get everything much slicker. Like this is the quickest, like we said it earlier, Harry, you said like, I'm pretty sure like Belgium, we've had like 10 games into the season before we've had cards and stuff like that, so it's, so they're definitely refining processes and stuff, but it's more about like, 1 month might not be the time because that might not be feasible or practical, but like we all kind of know, cards need to be available or enough of them need to be available for a long enough time so people can get their 4 in-season rares or their 3 supers or their 4 limiteds to actually field one team, never mind their 3 entries that they've got allocated to them now, you know, so it's that's why I was really excited for MLS and why I'm enjoying having to stream with you guys today and tune this over, because I do think this is maybe a wee tip of sign of things to come, and everyone's trying to prepare for the new season. Do I buy Classic? Do I keep my money? How much will they be? How will the supply actually come? You know, these, and again, maybe we've not quite got all the answers on day one of this, but I think it's been interesting how quick, you know, see how quick it's been. In terms of, you know, we've only missed 1 match day for the majority of cards.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, you know, you got to think, if you are buying MLS cards today, you've got, how many games is in an MLS season, Quinny? Like excluding playoffs.
Regular season's like 30 odd. It depends on the amount of teams. So let me go and check. We'll be able to
so
work
if you
it
take
out.
away 8 games, let's say, like you know, 9 for Miami, let's just call it 8 for everyone else. You're
Sure.
looking at like just over 2/3 of the season, haven't you? Really, for in-seasonness, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So in a weird, like in some way, the cards just go for that price rather than like what they would be if you had the whole season of them. You know what I mean? I know we don't have something to compare because that's never happened. The only way to know that is like next year, obviously, right? So I don't know. Like what I'm getting at is are people going to be thinking that logically and going, actually, I'm not getting a whole season of this. Yeah, I can use them from game 2. I can use them in All-Star and wherever you want to use them. But I'm not getting that, you know, cash, apart from the threshold, I guess, you know, that cash availability product or region. You know what I mean? Like they're not getting that for 8 games. So
I've got 32 games here for Miami and they've already played 2, so that would give us 34.
Okay.
That are scheduled for MLS regular season.
23, 24 games, 25. Yeah, okay.
It's 28 teams. So I think what they normally do is they normally play, I think what they used to do is they play everyone in their conference home and away, and then you would play everyone in the other conference once, and it was kind of on a rotation season by season, if you were home or away kind of thing. But there's 29 clubs, so each club will have 28 opponents, and it turns out to be 34 games. I don't know how they quite work the whole home and away stuff now and cross-conference matches. I've not followed the developments on that. I'm really sorry, everyone. But yeah, it looks like the thick end of 34 game regular season, and in the playoffs can be 3 games, could be 5, depending on where you place, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just catching up on the chat there. On the plus side, assuming they do the same thing, 5% bonus. It might be a case of old season. The cards are still usable in new season comms. Okay.
Someone said that some of the rookies, I think it was Rico Man, he said some of we do get Leagues Cup as well. So what happens in one of the months is it's crazy pandemonium with Mexican leagues teams and stuff.
But the issue is we don't get going forward, we aren't going to get midweeks. They're going to be special weeklies and stuff. So Challenger division in season isn't, as far as I'm aware, won't be open in the midweeks.
For Leagues Cup.
For any midweek competition that any card lives in, you know, like, and obviously, Leagues Cup would be in that, I assume, because they play that in the midweek. So that's something to
think with Leagues Cup, what they do is MLS and Liga MX, I think they stop for a month.
Right, okay.
Or something, and then they come together and they have this mad random thing. I think it's like June or July, I might be wrong on the month.
Yeah, it happened last year, didn't it? Okay, yeah, if that's the case, then, you know, they're on the weekends and you're fine. But I'm just saying,
I think that might be special weeklies, like you say, because the Challenger region, it says MLS, it doesn't say Leagues Cup, which is a separate competition, so it might be a special weekly fest. Yeah,
definitely. Tobias says, what everyone's saying. Leagues Cup special weekly. It'll be something along those lines, definitely. Yeah, I know it's a weird one. Very weird one. But I guess the thing is actually, Quinny, for this season, I thought, well, because the cap modes are staying on there from March till August and an All-Stars staying, there's going to be midweeks, surely, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to, like, the full tilt of the whole new change until August. I'm going to, I know, but I'm just trying to think, would those, like, surely we have midweeks between March and August, right?
Yeah, I think as far as I understand it, the old system kind of sits as it were. And I'm happy to be corrected on this, right? But I heard Laird, I'm sure it was Andy, on one of his shows saying about, or maybe you and Feda. Oh, I think it might have been you with Andy, and you were talking about Feda and playing a unique in D2.
Yeah. It's my Zayda Yusuf, like, dilemma.
So I found that really, like, I would be surprised if that unique doesn't have more power in All Star or, in All Star in particular, because
Right.
they've added the scarcity bonus into the cap modes, and the cap modes and All Star and everything is going into that whole like legacy mode that we're going to be in.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised if All Star changes from as we know it, like right now. The same with cap modes. Like, why would the
The issue
scarcity
is
bonus change again?
because everything's going one scarcity, but you can play cards in that scarcity from the highest scarcity, but it becomes the same scarcity. You know what I mean? You can play a rare
Sure.
limited and it becomes a limited. I just don't see how that would be so confusing. I know it's a legacy, but I just don't get how. I don't know. I think that'd be a bit weird personally. I don't know. I think that wouldn't work. It clearly would work. I just think it just contradicts the new game. I don't know.
But I think that's only available to us anyway. You know, so
The thing's not. No, Cap 240 is only available to us. All Stars available. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I've got a few comments and stuff saying like I can't find 240. You know, they can find everything else, but they can't find 240. I swear. And I'm like,
Wow.
hey, you must. Yeah, you're just new to this, and sorry, basically.
What's going on in the club shop? Let's have a peek.
Ooh. Why is it different? Temporary level up.
Because I'm doing away with these, I'm sure. Or no, these are different ones.
It's because the thing they messed up with, like giving us 24 hours to redeem them. That's what it is. I think they've had to like keep them there for now until everyone's, I don't know, like use them or something. I don't know. Something was going on.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they're the same price, aren't they? So,
yeah, it's weird. Maybe some people have had it credited back to them, and that's the way of doing it or something.
Yeah, good point.
Benteke looks like a beast.
Benteke. Hat-trick on the weekend for him.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I'm just wondering.
I see DC got 4. I don't see Benteke.
Going back to
Oh, wrong section.
Going back to uniques, like, yeah, what is happening with uniques? Like, what are they going to do? Not that I really care, but ooh, yeah, that's nice.
He's not messing around, is he?
He's not, is he? He's game. He's ready for it.
He sees all those goalkeeper kits and he's like, what? It looks like a good card. I quite like that DC strip as far as the DC strip goes.
Yeah, black and red's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like it. You're going to say something, Harry? Sorry.
Yeah, just about the uniques. Like, what's their thinking behind that? I wonder what. I can't see them. There's no way they like instant buy them. I'm sorry, I can't see that. I just don't know. I don't know. Do they? Honestly, I really don't know. I'm just surprised they haven't auctioned a couple already. You know, or like, just put them on auction. Very strange.
Best unique.
It's nice. That is nice.
Dante. Who do you think goes for more? Dante or Dest?
Dante. Get the poll in. Get the poll in.
It's a nice unique, eh?
Yeah, it's funky. That'd go dirt cheap, surely to God, after his
Aye. His Sorare curse. Sorare debut.
As soon as you mentioned it, saying he's the best buy in Champion Europe history, which he was, to be fair, like looking at his scores.
It was with the Stark money. Who, by the way, Sorare Down Under have been calling it Star Trek money, and I just can't stop saying that now because it just sounds so perfect.
That's so funny.
Star Trek money, loved it.
It's even better than Biden bucks.
Yeah, but that's right. So the unique one is weird as well. Super rares, when I seen 78, again, I'm having a quick glance and I'm looking at positions, 9 keepers. So I was thinking, right, well, if this is, you want to launch it right before match day 1, get the cards out to people so they can go play in season. There would be 9 keepers, and how many of them are starters? Let's say the top 5 there. Only 2 backups, so 7.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It's fun to buy them, I guess, but like, I just wouldn't be in a rush for the one-offs. Unfortunately, knowing unless I don't want to, if I knew I wanted a collection of X team, then fine. You know, you kind of have to just go out and buy the 1 of 10s because you just know collection bonuses and stuff are just hard to come by elsewhere, aren't they? Brian Oviedo.
Bit of a streets won't forget player.
Yeah, definitely.
He's had a few moments over the years.
He has, hasn't he? Brian Oviedo. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, yeah, I just don't know how people are going to play it unless they won. Unless they love that play and they won the 1 of 10 or 1 of 100, fine. Unless they won the collection, fine. But the fact that like we can't play the in-season tourney for a month, I just don't know. I think people are going to be a bit reserved in a weird way. I know FOMO takes over sometimes or whatever. I don't know.
How long do they run to? That's the next thing I was going to check there, sorry. So I was thinking as well is there is normally a bit of fear with the higher scarcity. So like with rares, I think what we've normally seen before is like day one auctions, 2 or 3 copies of a person could maybe come out over day 1 to week 1, that kind of thing. And then it kind of goes into a cycle of like once a week and then rewards start to come and whatever. But with super rare, what's almost always happened is you'll get 2 auctions within the first month and then good luck. Good luck if there's going to be any more, where they're going to come from, when they're going to come out, how many of them, so there's normally that little bit of fear with some of you got the scarcities of like the sooner I get it, the better. There's a little bit of that can come into it. Because again, I don't think we've seen much yet. So again, kind of harping on to the thing I was saying earlier. Let's imagine the plan is let's test run how long it takes us to get the right amount of cards into the market before the season kicks off. It's going to be really interesting to see how many in-season, like do we get to 2 of? Do we get to 3 of? How many do they actually release in that period? Now, I don't expect every player to be uniform, like 3 of every person. But, some of the more popular ones will get to 3, most get to 2, make sure everyone gets 1 or something, I don't know. And again, I'm just using the blues because they're on screen at the moment. But the same thing for rares because it's all kind of on scale, So for rares, we're talking about traditionally half a dozen or less coming into the market within the opening month or so, give or take. And again, Sorare data is in the house. I'm sure they can correct us on numbers if they're so capable. But that needs to change if we're going to be going in season from day 1, So it'll be really interesting to kind of follow how they kind of release from this. And someone made the comment earlier, I've kind of been changing my strategy in terms of the weekends, Harry, coming into this one. We'll chat about it a little bit more tomorrow, but I'm playing regions a bit more ferociously than I am like all-stars and caps in the immediate term, because winning guys that match your guys like that you actually have right now is something that doesn't hurt any gallery right now, if you know what I mean. So that all-star pitfall that I've never really cared about, I kind of care about it now. I don't want to win guys that won't kind of enhance what's going around already, sort of thing. So there'll be a lot of people thinking that as well with America cards. A lot of people with classic cards, wherever, So how ferocious do you think Champ America gets? Because the prize pool is full of 3D now.
100%. Yeah, I was just going to say, Champ America could look very stacked, couldn't it? Cards wise, does that dilute All Stars somewhat? Yes, on paper you'd like to think so. It's a good time to be. Well, is it a good time to be playing Champ? Like it is, but obviously you're just gonna have a lot of competition in there because everyone's gonna want to win the 3D cards. But yeah, it's interesting. We've got basically everyone's got like a month or so to win as many MLS cards as they can, as well as buy them. To get ready for the challenger in season like that. That's the goal. You got a week. You got a month. So fill your boots basically.
Quite a tough rare plus division, 33 card payout.
Yeah, look into the players, Quinny, and just tell me, like, are they in there? Like, have they actually added them? Because I don't know if they would have yet because they haven't auctioned them. Yeah, that's the thing. So those prize pools, Quinny, will change. I don't know whether they'll change by this weekend. Well, I say that they might because we're going to get the first round of cards sold maybe in the next day or so. I just don't know if it'll fit in, by the deadline. I don't know. I know they can change them and stuff, but I'm just thinking. I don't know if we'll see MLS cards in prize pools this weekend is basically what I'm getting at.
That would be a bummer.
It would, wouldn't it? But then you think about like they're released Thursday. Every card of one of every card might go by tomorrow. Let's say, is that enough time for it to happen? Maybe.
Yeah. Is it this thing?
That's the.
Is it, they did something recently that said we will just change prize pools like through the week manually and stuff.
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
That's been the thing for ages. Yeah, that's kind of that's the new one where they'll say like they won't tell you how many are left in Challenger specifically.
Oh, that
they'll
thing.
Tell you,
yeah,
they're like the overall amount basically.
Something else. Maybe that was the same announcement, but I thought that maybe there's a. So the one thing I would be interested to hear from Sorare directly if they listen to the stream or they're going to be tweeting out later or whatever. is the numbers that like because maybe the people in the pools could change, right? But is the numbers going to change? Is there
I think so.
potentially
They have
more
to
than
in Challenger.
175 rares to be paid out?
They have to in Champ, yeah. There's more licensed teams, right? Technically. Or
Yeah.
not more, like there's just more cards from licensed teams because they've just ran out of the old MLS, you know? That has to rise, surely to God. Because right now it's literally just like Argentina, a bit of Ecuador, bit of Peru, like a bit of Mexico. Like it's, you know, there's no MLS in there. That number definitely rises for me. It has to.
I seen that Pogba tweet. It was a sore one for sure.
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? Jesus Christ. What's worse, that for 100 grand or Haaland for 500 grand?
Pogba, 1,000%.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a dead weight, man.
I know. You just
The
burned.
only saving grace it's got is he's in a France kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like World Cup
They won
winning.
the World Cup. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
It's the only thing he's got going for it. Because it's the only thing he's done in his career.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, Hoodwink's confirmed on Discord, or that's been confirmed on Discord via Hoodwink and his investigative skills that they will be added. So I think that's the content of the pools, but do we know that the payout volume will alter? I suspect not. You were quite certain, yeah, Harry?
I think they will. Maybe not everywhere, Quinny, but I do think
but just these two.
Oh yeah, I'd be incredibly shocked if they don't change.
Fair.
I really would.
I hope so.
Yeah. Surely they change.
Yeah. You think so? And what about Limited? How's that looking? We've got a wee MLS kickoff and specialist still open if anyone is so obliged. Where's Champ America Limited? 650 cards, 4,000 entrants. Stars for top 10.
Okay.
So did MLB news today as well. Do you know MLB and NBA have been unlocking all this notification stuff, and I'll just look at Sorare and I'll have like 6 notifications out the blue. Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus, what's going on? Is one of my players moved to Real Madrid or something, you know?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens over these next couple of hours now. These first mints give us a good gauge on go on.
So see with MLS, Harry, do you think will you be doing in season yourself, do you think?
I would like to have a footprint in Challenger in season. Yeah, I would. I have, yeah, definitely. I don't know whether I'm going to buy a whole new MLS team. Like I have an old Forsberg, so I'd like to try and play him there, maybe. But then that means buying a new goalkeeper because I can only use one out a season. So yeah, I'll obviously have to buy a minimum of 4 somewhere. Like there's no way around that unless I obviously win them. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking. I would like to play Challenger in season because I don't have a footprint in there at all. Even in like the European team level, you know, like I have European cards, but I have hardly any in season European Challenger cards, you know. So like, yeah, there's definitely something I need to do there to maybe buy some MLS cards. Basically, I kind of need to do it.
I was trying to get the graphic up from the roadmap that we got recently because
okay.
I was saying this to I've seen this to Deke when we got together earlier this week to have a look at some MLS fixtures, and I'm sure me and you have probably said it on deadline shows or whatever, but when I was talking to Deke, I was thinking, I'm not sure I've really explicitly said this on content as such, but like if you do break down, if you look at the regions, right, I did kind of mention this point in one of the videos last week, but Champ Euro or whatever we're calling it is only open European season. You know, it's closed in the summer. There's nobody playing in that. Nope. So when you look at Challenger and Contender and you kind of break them into EU and non-EU, as it were, you end up with MLS in Brazil and everyone else. And it's almost like a Champ America, Challenger America kind of dynamic on the go now. It's a wee bit like they're separated from the pack.
Could you argue Denmark's summer league, or is it not a summer league technically?
I think I don't. I think
it's not really, is it? I mean, no, it's not really, is it?
They just don't play in the winter.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You could kind of categorize it that way, couldn't you? You could say, yeah,
it's kind of what's happened down a wee way.
Well, but then you've still got like Mexico and Argentina.
Contender. So that's like Challenger America. Which, I don't agree with that. I'd have thought Brazil and
Right,
Argentina would have been on a level pegging, but
same, yeah.
alas not. But with that kind of frame of mind, I then think is a challenger and contender. I don't think is there any difference in the prize money? Again, I wanted to get the graphic up.
I think
but
it was
couldn't
like
find-
marginally different, like 10% better. I think it was like 200k maybe in contenders and 220 in challenger. However that gets distributed, I don't know. But yeah, that those were the numbers they showed. So yeah.
So like challenger is the best all season or the best, calendar year round in season mode.
Yeah, you could argue. Yeah, it plays all the way around technically. Yeah.
So yeah, that was just another wee kind of part of this I thought as well. Because like MLS is like the next one. It's the non-EU biggest league that kind of covers a big money league and full league, lots of teams, lots of
don't have
players.
Brazil as a full league, do we? So yeah, like the bet. If the new game in the new sort of Sorare era that we're going into, it's gonna be more like you said. If you've got a bucket of money, you've got a couple of grand, and you go, okay, I want to play rare, right? How can I play all year round in one region? You could do it on contend, obviously, but what's the more higher profile version of that in a way? It's MLS/Eredivisie or MLS/Belgium, isn't it? Or MLS, whatever, Portuguese. Like that is how you play all year round. Buy a contingency of MLS cards, you buy a contingency of European challenger cards, and you just, you rinse and repeat basically.
Aye. So it does, like, I think like the champ element, because it is like not on in the summer, that might be like the kind of like in the season, that's when Sorare's going mental, and that's like the big flagship kind of thing, almost, rather than like it feels like challenging and contender. What I'm kind of getting at is I feel like challenging and contender is like the staple diet. It's on all the time. But this champ hero kind of disconnect we've got, it's going to be like, well, when that's on, it's party time. That's when, Sorare are working 7 days a week and doing crazy shit all the time and doing whatever.
The only not pushback, but the only thing I was just thinking about specifically this year or this summer, there's so many competitions going on, Quinny, like European, internationally, Copa America, under 23s, Euros. I know that doesn't happen every year with that amount, but like, so yeah, I know Champion won't be open, let's say, but all their cards are going to be playing over the summer somewhere. I don't know where, like whether it's an Olympic special weekly or whatever how they're going to do it. So yeah, you could argue those players still technically have all year round like utility in a weird way. But of course, I don't think the division won't be open, will it, all year round? Obviously.
Yeah. It's a kind of frequency, and they did mention international cards, international utility being part of the special weeklies and that kind of thing. But yeah, so it's just another wee kind of little thread on this. It gave me a wee bit more interest in, kind of going through this today, seeing how it kind of launched out. And I think it'll be really interesting to kind of revisit in a couple of days. Because I think for everyone who's tuned into the stream, any Sorare scout or manager that takes their club seriously, takes their business in the market seriously or whatever, this is going to be the most valuable information you can get to prepare for August, is what kind of happens now. I'm sure they'll communicate stuff with us as well once it's kind of happened, and they'll tell us, oh, sorry guys, we meant to do this, and we're glad you liked that thing, and next time we're going to do it this way. I'm sure we'll get all that in due course, but everyone wants to have the plan of action ready before everyone else, and I think this is going to be the best way of trying to suss out, how the tea leaves are going to fall over the next couple of months. For me personally, like I might get some MLS in-season cards over the course of the year, but like we've kind of looked, I'm not running into auctions for number ones or anything like that. It's going to be it's going to be similar for me this summer to last summer, where I'm just running with New York and then any other cards I've got floating around. But I might actually get back into watching MLS like as much as I did like the season before or whatever, because last year I just totally get burned out from it and just submitted the cards every week and didn't really watch the highlights. That's the great thing about MLS, like is you get like 15 highlights to watch first thing Sunday morning or Monday morning or whatever. But so no, I think I might go at it a wee bit more seriously. And it's like, Harry, as soon as you watch a couple of games, you're like, man, that guy, no one's clicked onto him yet. I can't believe how good he was, and he only scored a 42, so no one knows that the referee was killing him for fouls all game, or
I had that advantage for a while because obviously I was living in the US for a little bit, and like I remember watching Barry L, right, like 2 years ago when like he had like big head cards. I don't think he had like, nice Cincinnati cards. And he's playing number 10. And I was like, who the hell's this guy? And I literally messaged Sean on Discord. I was like, who's this Barriel guy? He was like, oh yeah, it's Barriel. Like, I have a super. I was like, right, of course you have a super. Like he just had it. Like, I don't think he knew he was really just like, it was just a guy in his gallery. And then he kind of went on like a run then, ever since and whatever. But like, yeah, obviously it helps living in that region because timing wise. But like I bought the MLS pass Saturday night. I was bored in my bedroom and didn't have anything to do. And I was like, whatever European game had just finished, or maybe it was Sunday actually. I can't remember, either or. I bought the MLS pass on my laptop and watched the New York Nashville game, and then I watched the Toronto Cincy game. So I was, I think the MLS pass is like one of the best inventions football wise in a long time, just for a league specific thing. And I'm just excited for it. Felix says heard a lot of praise about Diego Luna. Yeah, Felix, I won his jersey mint last year. Ended up getting rid of it stupidly. But I'm a massive Diego Luna fan, mate. He's gonna blow up this year. I don't own one right now, so I'm not pumping my own bags. The kid is unbelievable, like freakishly good.
I can't find the roadmap on Sorare's Medium.
Yeah, it's not on Medium. You have to go on. It's on Sorare. They've kind of like hidden it somewhere. You have to go down, go on Sorare, scroll all the way down, and go to blog, and then in blog, it's in there basically.
Okay.
It's a
like blog.
You see it,
and it's in here.
Luna's the real deal, Felix.
There we go. I can get this screen back up. Sorry. I've heard you going on about Diego Luna, and I heard you as well, Harry, going on about Daniel Edelman. I recorded a little short like a week ago or something. Mm-hmm. About MLS like Wonder Kids and stuff like that, and our guys to watch out for this year who could like break out a little bit. And Edelman was in my top 3, my top 5, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
he is solid. I thought before his big next
solid young player. Yeah, tackles well, passes well. He's not going to score goals from everywhere and stuff, but yeah, solid AA player, definitely. Really good.
Just somebody asked about the difference between the divisions, so I thought I would try and find the graphic again. Just so that, again, these are only examples, I think, that we've been given, isn't it? It's not concrete.
Yeah, I don't think it's concrete, is it?
Just try to find where it was. Heard a lot of praise for Diego. Oh, yeah, sorry, that's a comment you caught, Harry. Let's see. Transition. So this is the example, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the overall ones. Premier League individually is going to be 200k. Until end of season, and then this is the idea maybe for champ in season. Okay, so this is just I thought we'd actually got a example breakdown of what they all would be in the new mode or in the new version. Like champ will pay this, but Bundesliga will pay that.
Yeah, I don't know how that split. Yeah, I don't think we have that split yet.
No, we've just got it for the transition period, which looks like this. So the regions will be better than an individual league, but the individual leagues, it's probably like Premier League's going to be more than La Liga and Bundesliga. And if that's the same as contender, Bundesliga and La Liga is maybe not as, they're probably going to be the worst paid competitions, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Premier League's on the par with contender. And that's going to be bigger than them too.
Yeah, I don't know how they'll split it, but yeah, you're probably onto. I don't know. Would Prem be hot? Like, do you think Prem's double La Liga, Bundesliga, or maybe I don't know, 4x? I don't know.
I think 2 or 4x would be a bit cheeky.
It does feel a bit cheeky, yeah, but I don't know. I'd be shocked if it was less than 2.
Illustrations. I think it's just it's the maths. There's maths here.
Right.
Yeah. If that's that, it'll be something like this. If that's that, it'll be something like that.
It'll go. I mean, it probably has to go off, a percentage of the auctions of those cards, right? Like in some way, it has to work that way, really. Because if Bundesliga cards are selling for more than Prem cards on average, then it's like, well, why a Premier League? Why is there more, money in the Premier League type of thing?
Yeah. total for top prizes.
Yeah, so I think that's
Really?
podium. I think from what I've gathered.
Gotcha.
I think.
Yeah, because that's going to be an all podium payout, isn't it? The unique one.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, yeah. That's cool. I'm kind of out of steam on this one, Harry. How you feeling?
I feel fine. Yeah, I mean, it's not much to really cover, is there? Really, well, more than what we kind of have. It's just waiting game, just seeing what these cards go for, and if you want to get involved, you get involved. If you don't, take a back seat. It's not really, not really too much of a situation. It'd be nice to see these, the rest of the teams come out, the 4 teams that were missing. And yeah.
Excellent. I think that'll do us, Harry boy. Thanks a lot. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for hopping on with me.
Yeah, no worries at all, mate. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. And thanks to everyone that's joined us in the live chat. It was a wee bit of an ad hoc one that we did last minute here. So thanks to everyone that did tune in and join in. Fist bump to you all. And I'm sure we'll be picking up on this one as it develops further. But yeah, happy hunting, everyone. And we'll see you for the deadline show tomorrow and everything else in between. Awesome.